than usual in that area. Oranges. Oranges are esteemed lucky fruits. A gift of oranges between a boy and a girl encourage love. Perhaps this is why orange blossoms show up at so many weddings. Peas. Find a pod with only one pea and good fortune soon follows. If your pod has 9 peas, toss one over your right shoulder and make a wish. It will come true. Peaches. A peach blossom sprig placed over your front door keeps evil spirits away. And finally, potatoes. If you have rheumatism, a long-standing superstition cure is to put a potato in your coat or pants pocket. Is that a pocket in your pants? I can't say it. Is that a... Wait, it's supposed to be a banana. Isn't it a banana in your pocket? Are you happy to see me? Is that a potato in your pocket? It should be a new potato that has been kept until it turns black and becomes hard.
Baby, I'm taken with the notion to love you with the sweetest of devotion.
Oh, God, that video has a lot of shoulder pads. Babies. Washington Hospital in Fremont, not too far away from Podcaster Valley, California, has been named a baby-friendly hospital, a designation recognizing hospitals and birthing centers that offer an optimal level of care for infant feeding and mother-baby bonding. Fewer than 175 hospitals in the U.S. are designated as baby-friendly. It recognizes and awards birthing facilities that successfully implement the 10 steps of successful breastfeeding. The positive health benefits of exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life have been shown to continue with fewer, less serious childhood illnesses. Studies also show that as they grow up, breastfed babies tend to be less likely to suffer from chronic illnesses like diabetes or obesity. Besides the emotional benefits of the close relationship formed between breastfeeding mothers and babies, moms who breastfeed have been shown to experience decreased risks of breast and ovarian cancer, anemia, and osteoporosis. Developed by a team of global experts, the 10 steps of successful breastfeeding are practices that have proven to increase the number of mothers who breastfeed and how long they continue the practice. As of last September, 91% of new mothers at Washington Hospital in Fremont were breastfeeding their babies. The hospital says right after birth, when we used to think we had to do a lot of other steps like weighing and assessing the baby on the warming table, we now place the baby directly on the mother's chest, skin to skin, and this makes a big difference in starting the breastfeeding process in the best possible way. Washington Hospital nurses follow this practice with all the mothers who are in stable condition after giving birth vaginally or by cesarean deliveries. The hospital says the baby attaches onto the mother by the scent of the amniotic fluid that gets on her from the baby's skin and helps him to find the breast. We don't interrupt the process unless it is medically indicated, they say. The nurses check the baby's vitals while he is on the mother's skin, and we bathe and weigh him later. Placing the baby on the mother's chest right after birth also helps to regulate the baby's heart rate, breathing, and blood sugar. While they are at Washington Hospital, mothers and babies stay together as much as possible so mom can get used to watching for cues from the baby as to when he wants to eat. Frequent feeding helps the breast make more milk later. Yeah, breasts are fascinating.
Every day I get in the queue to get on the bus that takes me to you.
All right, this doesn't really have to do with health. Well, I guess it kind of does, because when you're riding a bus, that means you're not driving your car, and that's better for the environment, and that helps all of our health collectively, because there's less crap in the air and less global climate change. All right, well, for the second year in a row, AC Transit is experiencing a boom in ridership, with its Transbay lines showing particularly remarkable increases in passengers, including a 37.3% ridership jump in one line. System-wide, the agency's average daily ridership has climbed by 8.2% over the past year, from 178,042 people to 192,553 daily riders. The analysis shows that 78 of 107 bus lines experienced higher passenger levels, including 46 lines that saw a double-digit percentage increase. Bus service geared towards specific neighborhoods, along with a sluggish economy and expensive gasoline, may be among several factors luring more commuters onto buses for both long and short trips. It maybe is also caused by high fuel prices, greater concern for the environment, or just a growing appreciation for the convenience of traveling by bus here in the Bay Area. AC Transit is in the Bay Area, I should point that out. Specifically the East Bay. If current trends continue, staff may recommend that the board add more service to accommodate the additional ridership. All right, that's like a digital song to sort of get us into the Silicon Valley part from Tenacious D. Thank you very much, Tenacious D, for that song. So yeah, we've gone from health now to wealth, and Silicon Valley is entering its fifth year of unfettered growth. The median household income is $90,000, according to the Census Bureau. The average single-family home sells for about $1 million. The airport is adding an $82 million private jet center. But the river of money flowing through this 1,800 square mile peninsula, stretching from south of San Francisco to San Jose, also has driven housing costs to double in the past 5 years, while wages for low and middle-skilled workers are stagnant. Nurses, preschool teachers, security guards, and landscapers commute sometimes for hours from less expensive inland suburbs. Now the widening income gap between the wealthy and those left behind is sparking debate, anger, and sporadic protests. People saying F the 1% and other rants. Spray painted last month on walls, garages, and a car in the Silicon Valley town of Atherton, home to many top tech CEOs that Forbes magazine last year called the nation's most expensive community. In Cupertino, security guards rallied around Apple's shareholder meeting on February 28th, demanding better wages. What's the matter with Silicon Valley? Prosperity for some, poverty for many. That's what read one of the banners. Now, from the White House on to the Vatican to the world's business elite, the growing gap between the very wealthy and everyone else is seizing agendas. 3 decades ago, America's income tended to grow at roughly similar rates, no matter how much they made. But since about 1980, income has grown most for the top earners. For the poorest 20% of families, it has dropped. A study in February by the Brookings Institution found that among the nation's 50 largest cities, San Francisco experienced the largest increase in income inequality between 2000 and 2012. The richest 5% of households earned $28,000 more, while the poorest 20% of the households saw income drop $4,000. To the south, Silicon Valley's success has made it a less hospitable place for many. Once a peaceful paradise of apricot, peach, and prune orchards, the region is among the most expensive places to live in the U.S. Those earning $50,000 a year in Dallas would need to make $77,000 a year in the Silicon Valley to maintain the same quality of life. Housing costs are largely to blame. An $800 a month 2-bedroom apartment near AT&T's Dallas headquarters would cost about $1,700 near Google's Mountain View headquarters. Dental visits, hamburgers, washing machines, repairs, movie tickets, all are above national averages. 5 years ago, Sacred Heart was providing food and clothing for about 35,000 people a year. This year, it expects to serve more than twice that. On one brisk morning recently, families, working couples, disabled people, and elderly lined up out the door for free bags of food just miles from the bustling tech campuses. Those firms meantime, are increasingly opting to build their own infrastructure rather than depend on public systems and have become social bubbles with their own child care centers, cafes, dry cleaning services, gyms, on-site health providers, and hair salons. eBay changes its employees' oil. Facebook repairs their bikes. Some of those workers are in-house with good salaries and benefits. Others are contracted out. The companies also have put money back into the communities in the past 3 years. Google has given nearly $60 million to area nonprofits, including Second Harvest Food Bank. The firm also gives grants to advance math and science education, and every June workers are encouraged to volunteer during a week-long event called Google Serve. Apple donated $50 million for new buildings at Stanford University. In February, as protesters beat drums outside, former Daily Show member and comedian John Oliver mocked the tech elite during an annual award ceremony in San Francisco that honors startups and internet innovations. "You are no longer the underdogs," he told the audience. "You're pissing off an entire city, not just what you do at work, but how you get to work. It's not easy to do that." The crowd roared with laughter, and he went on. "I heard the latest design for your buses is to use tinted windows, but reverse, with a tint on the inside. The reason being, look, I don't mind if the peasants see me, but I would rather not see them." Fewer laughs followed that one. Oh yeah, I know what that's like, fewer laughs. As we go outside the last place on earth, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
But I do laugh a lot watching Portlandia, and I'm watching the last season now up on Netflix, as I've mentioned before. This is not a rehash of the Thursday show. Definitely, we're breaking new ground, because I'm telling you that I did go to Portland last year, and I walked near the Japanese garden. And it was so pretty. There's all these trails and stuff around there. Their International Test Rose Garden over there. Oh, so nice. Yes, I did drink a lot of beers there. Drink a lot of coffee. Ate some great food. It was a nice little trip in Portland. So it's fun to watch Portlandia and think about my trip there last year. But there's a picture of the Portland Japanese Garden. You can see that at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Or just go to Portland. I don't know if this time of year is the best time to go, but everybody was telling me, you got to come here during the spring, summer. It's very nice. Are you going to go there sometime, Disgruntled Fiddle Player?
No, because Portland has a lot of people that would disagree with my political views.
No, they would welcome you with open arms and maybe even buy you a beer.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll go.
Excellent. We'll have a good time.
Mark, I made the Matthews China root beer and oh no, my root beer event.
Oh, sorry, Brewmaster. I guess there are some recipes that should not be attempted.
I hate you.
Next show, we are going to bring a very special band. You know, we've had a lot of Bay Area bands on lately, but next show, we're going to have a band from Detroit. In fact, they are called the DETROIT COBRAS. And you know what? It's a women band. Yes, they're all women in this. So this is going to be awesome. The women shall rock. And it'll be a very cool, different, unique band that you would want to hear on your podcast speakers that you typically listen to. Yeah, so catch that show next time with the DETROIT COBRAS. We'll also hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!
Mike, I can't wait to hear the women rocking next show, because I like women that rock! That's great. Like Amy Grant? Yeah, baby, I'm taking with the no shot! I think I just blew up my voice. Gotta be careful with that Christian pop music. Rabbit legs.